Today's longevity meal is all about hydration. We're making chicken shawarma on the grill with a beautiful orange honey sauce, and with it, grilled asparagus, burrata, and breadcrumbs.
To start, we're going to make our marinade for our chicken shawarma. Cumin, smoked paprika, and ancho chili are the big players here. Cumin, by the way, is a great resource for digestion and blood sugar control, two key things as we age. Pro tip: combine all of your spices and seasonings into a bowl, mix well, and then season your food. This gives you much more even distribution of flavor. So if you usually layer seasonings right on top like in those quick sheet pan meals, try this instead. It's an easy upgrade that makes a real difference. Now we're adding about a cup of Greek yogurt to a bowl, plus 2 to 3 tablespoons of our spice blend, and mixing it well. This is going to become the marinade for the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And Greek yogurt brings protein, probiotics, and enzymes that tenderize, helping your gut and preserving your muscle at the same time. Now we're going to add an obnoxious amount of chicken thighs and mix everything by hand. After marinating for 4 hours or up to overnight, it's time to hit the grill, baby. Now the first few times I made this, I folded the chicken onto the skewers, which looked great, but the texture inside got kind of gummy from the thick marinade. Grilling the thighs flat like this just gives you better flavor, better texture, and a more satisfying result overall. Next up, the surprising star of the show, asparagus. Now you might not know this, but asparagus is over 90% water and it's a natural diuretic. That makes it a great vegetable for hydration, circulation, and even detox support, especially in the warmer months. What you probably did know is that it will make your pee smell like hamsters, but it's worth it. And a teeny tiny additional pro tip here is peel the asparagus like you would a carrot. The outer skin on thicker stalks can be fibrous and woody. It does take a few minutes, but trust me, it turns into something buttery and elegant. And after 1 or 2 peels, you'll be in a rhythm and people will shout from the rooftops, "Yes, chef." Once peeled, season with olive oil and salt, mix well, and head to the grill. When I cook for friends, I usually throw the asparagus on the grill during the last 1 to 2 minutes of the chicken cooking. That way everything finishes hot and fresh and there's no waiting. Grill the green stalks over medium to medium-high heat and flip often. For the orange and hot honey sauce, start with sautéing 1 tablespoon of sliced shallot and 1 teaspoon of sliced garlic and olive oil with a pinch of salt. After a few minutes, add some chili flake and a bay leaf, and then pour in about 6 ounces of orange juice and about a tablespoon of honey. Stir well and let that reduce by half. Citrus, like oranges, is packed with vitamin C, which is great for immune support and skin health. Then swirl in about 1 ounce of cold butter off of the heat to emulsify the sauce. Strain it, let it cool, and you've got yourself a bright, spicy, sweet glaze. One of the easiest garnishes you can make at home, fresh breadcrumbs. I'm using day-old brioche. Buzz it in the grinder, sift out the floury bits, and toast the rest low and slow with olive oil and salt. You end up with these crispy, golden bits that add texture and just feel kind of giggity, if you know what I mean. Now, time to plate this hydrating, flavor-packed meal. After the chicken is rested, I slice it thin, shawarma style, but I'm not stressing over perfect cuts. Chicken thighs are super forgiving on the grill, perfect for feeding a crowd without the worry. I'm drizzling our orange hot honey sauce right over the top. Sweet, spicy, citrusy. The triple S, as I call it, if you spell citrusy with an S. For the asparagus, I'm planting a beautiful ball of burrata right in the center. Have fun with the plating. This is meant to be shared. Top the burrata with honey, chili flake, salt, and a little balsamic reduction for an extra Hoosier Daddy. I love how easily this meal comes together and how it supports hydration, gut health, and muscle recovery, all while still being incredibly fun to eat.
Thanks for checking out the video today. If you're serious about eating for longevity, consider my 10 recipe cookbook, Let the Food Do the Work, available in the description. And if you don't know where to start in the kitchen, grab my free kitchen day 1 guide to get your pantry in fighting shape, also available in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on Bricks and Mortar Food.
Need to detox? Then step outside of your comfort zone and make this amazing detox-friendly stir fry.
Sometimes we need to reset our body. So instead of following some strict and rigid plan, join me in eating foods that help promote detoxification in the body, like this awesome cucumber stir fry. By incorporating foods that work for us in different aspects of life, we start to build a foundation of longevity. Now this is stir fry-ish, right? Everybody knows stir fry is made in a wok with the hottest pan in the world and super fast cooking, done in 1 minute. So I basically took all of that and turned that into a sauté fry.
First up, the sauce. I'm making a spicy fish sauce, and it's a lot easier to make than you might think. In goes some garlic and some serrano. Don't be afraid, you can mitigate the heat of the serrano by removing the seeds and ribs. I use some honey instead of granulated sugar to sweeten it, and some lime juice. Look out! Also some rice wine vinegar, and some actual fish sauce. I blend it all up using an immersion blender, or you can use a regular blender. Then I let it sit at room temperature for about 20 to 30 minutes, or you can put it in the fridge. Now for the stir fry. Really all of the cooking will happen in less than 5 minutes. Before the flame, however, we need to prep the food. I'm going to start by finely slicing some English cucumber. This right here is your ticket to detox town, as cucumbers are over 90% water, which means they do a great job as a diuretic, flushing out impurities and toxins from your kidneys and bladder. Then it's time to go into a pot of salted boiling water with our noodles. I'm using brown rice noodles, and we want to cook them just shy of al dente, which means to the tooth. This dish is great as a vegetarian option, but if you want to add some protein, then flank steak is my choice here. It is a very tender cut of meat, especially when sliced thin, and is also very forgiving on the grill and affordable. One trick that I'm going to do is something that's common in stir-fry cooking preparation, is I'm going to lightly coat the meat in cornstarch. This is a process known as velveting, which will help give the flank steak a smooth and sexy texture. Now, as Anakin says, this is where the fun begins. To a hot pan, I add about a tablespoon of avocado oil and let it get hot. I'm using avocado oil instead of extra virgin olive oil here because it has a higher smoke point. Once it gets hot, it's time to add in our protein and vegetables, starting with the ingredients that will take the longest to cook. Now, normally I would salt each time that I add an ingredient to the pan, but because the fish sauce is a little salty, I'm going to back off. You can also deglaze the pan with some water or chicken stock or broth if needed. I just love how easy this one is to come together and how it's loaded with fresh vegetables, perfect for helping detox your body when needed. Now to plate this detox bowl of awesomeness, this is a great weeknight meal or a weekend meal for the whole family. Tons of vitamins from the vegetables, tons of protein from the flank steak, and come on, who doesn't love noodles?
Thank you so much for watching this detox-friendly stir-fry. If you like what you see, consider subscribing to my channel. Each week, I have a longevity-focused meal geared at helping or improving an aspect of our life, such as needing to detox, or better sleep, or joint pain. If you're serious about eating for longevity, consider my 10 recipe cookbook in the description notes. And if you don't know where to start in the kitchen, then grab my free Kitchen Day 1 guide, also in the description notes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week on Bricks and Mortar Food. Stressed out? Eat these ahi tuna tostadas to put your mind and body at ease. Today is all about managing our stress through food. Beautiful, bright pink ahi tuna, creamy avocado, and black beans with tons of fiber to help us. This meal screams relax.
I'm using about a 5-ounce fillet of ahi tuna, and I'm going to start by soaking it in low-sodium soy sauce to help the sesame seeds stick to it better. Once it's fully coated, it's off to a hot grill to cook rare, about 1 to 2 minutes per side. Ahi, rich in omega-3s, helps support stress relief, and it offers over 20 grams of protein. To get this tostada party started, I'm using flour tortillas in lieu of the traditional corn tortillas because I have roasted corn in the salad. I'm going to quickly toast these off and have them on the counter to cool down. Then it's vegetable city, mate. I'm going to cut up some radish for fiber and digestion, some immunity-boosting shallot, some carrot to support eye health, metabolism-boosting jalapenos, fresh cilantro for brain health, and the star of this stress-reducing show, avocado, which will also act as our dressing. You'll see. Some roasted corn for a little extra potassium.
and the zest and juice of an orange to help dress it up and bring some vitamin C. And voila, a creamy, functional salad for our tostada. Now for the beans. I love black beans, and they are perfect here with the tuna and the salad. I'm going to jazz them up a little bit, and then I'll mash them so they'll spread evenly on the tortillas. To plate this awesomeness, we're going to add a base layer of our protein and fiber-packed black beans. And then go right downtown with that perfectly rare tuna. Easy, affordable, and delicious. Top it with our stress-reducing creamy salad from that avocado. And to go over the top, I'm adding some homemade tomatillo salsa that I made earlier this week. Throw a chip on top, and there you go. You can charge $35 for this plate. Thank you so much for watching these ahi tuna tostadas. They are all about relaxing and helping you de-stress after a long day or week. If you like what you see here, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you're serious about eating for longevity, think about my 10 recipe cookbook available in the description. And if you don't know where to start in the kitchen, grab my free Kitchen Day 1 guide, also available in the notes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week on Bricks and Mortar Food.